I would recommend this to everyone. You know what? I'm going to start creating some recipes because this is good. I saw something on I'm Still Working's channel, and I think you might find it interesting. It's a World War II breakfast sausage recipe, and there's absolutely no meat in it. Now, most of you know I'm a super carnivore. I like my meat. So this is going to be a real experiment for me. So the experiment starts. We need oatmeal. What we need is 1 cup of uncooked oatmeal. I want to make it from all preps. I don't want to use anything fresh. So I'm going to use 5 tablespoons. Is it? 5 tablespoons of whole egg powder. Because you know what? I like to cook like I might have to cook someday. So that's 3, 4, and 5. Do you see the color of these? These are a pretty yellow. I'm gonna try it. Now you have to put the same amounts. I put 5 tablespoons of egg powder. I need 5 tablespoons of water. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. This is pretty neat. I saw this on I'm Still Working. She's a very interesting lady. I've been watching her a long time. And I've actually tried a lot of her stuff. But this seems to be the neatest thing. As if this can even taste remotely like meat. This can save us a bundle of money. Meat right now is through the roof. And even though we buy a cow and that, you know what, not everybody does, and I'm not going to be able to keep affording this as time goes on. So, you see how that reconstituted itself? Very nice. So it's equal parts. If you want 1 egg, it's, I believe, let me see, what does mine say? Mine says, oh Lord, 2½ tablespoons of whole milk powder with 2½ tablespoons of water equals 1 egg. So this being 5, this is equal to 2 eggs. At least that's the way I calculated that. And you know what? My greatest tool in the world is the one God gave me, and that is my fingers. Yes, I wash my fingers. Don't be a wise guy. Okay. Alright, now so I put that in there. Then I want 1½ tablespoons. I'm sorry, 1½ teaspoons of sage powder. Now one thing, oh, okay, that was 1½. I'm Still Working said it just was a little bland. So I'm thinking it needs a little more fennel or something. So this says 1 teaspoon, but you know what? I'm popping 1.5 teaspoons in there. Only because, number one, I like my spices. And we like spicy, we like the spicy sausage. So why wouldn't I like spicy fake sausage? Now this says 1 teaspoon of ground rosemary. Well, here's a problem we might have. I don't have 1 teaspoon of ground rosemary. So what I'm going to do is smash the crud out of some rosemary leaves. And then I'm going to throw them in there. Hope that'd be good. Because again, I'm trying to act like we don't have any, maybe we don't have any electric, you know. So just trying to do that, yeah. And anyway, to be honest, I couldn't find any crushed rosemary. So that's probably about, I would say that was a teaspoon of what would be considered powder. Then I want half a teaspoon of parsley. So I'll give you the exact measurements and you do with them what you want to. I'm going to cook like I normally do, which is just from touch. Okay, a half a teaspoon of onion powder. So, onion powder, half a teaspoon. Okay. Now this says 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt and what is it? A regular salt, then half a teaspoon of celery powder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a half a teaspoon of celery salt, and I'm even going to put in, now if this tastes like, you know, yucky, I'm going to let you know. And if it's that bad, I wouldn't put the video out. And I'm also going to put some celery seed into it because I don't have celery powder. I'm trying to show you how you can substitute when you don't have things. And this, just a pinch of pepper. Okay? The recipe calls for half a teaspoon of pepper. Now garlic, I don't have minced garlic, but I have this kind of garlic. So what I'm going to do, I'll go with maybe half a teaspoon. There you go. Okay. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now this says also a dash of red pepper flakes. Oh, maybe that's a dash, huh? Because that will make it taste a little better. And then we just put it all together. Get this nice and blended together. Do you see how that's all coming together? Now, I'm telling you, I am not a vegetarian, but you know what, a lot of my subs are, and I'd like to find something for them. And if this is a hit, if this really is going to taste good, I'll tell you what, I will create some recipes for my subs. I absolutely will. And this is nice and put together nice. And now if this was meat and I had spices in it, I'd let it sit for a while. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this, and let it incorporate some of the spices into it. You know, have the spices a little bit of time to wake up to the flavor basically. So we're going to give it a few minutes. Maybe 2 whole minutes. So I'm going to put a little bit. And we're going to actually make patties. Let me turn up the heat. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Turn on the fire. If we were on outside in a campfire, that's what I would do, is put it over a fire, over a grill. Make patties, like I guess like little hamburger patties. Huh? They go together pretty good. I'm pretty good at making meatballs. Meatballs. So, let's see. Yeah, they got a lot of spiciness to them. Well, maybe that's a good thing. Let's see what happens. I never thought of oatmeal as meat. But you know what? My mom lived through the Depression. And my mom lived on a farm and that, and she really went through some hard times. But my mother told me once they did do a lot with oatmeal. And I thought that was interesting, although she never taught me those recipes. I wish, you know, with hindsight now, I wish I would have said, hey, Ma, could you teach me? But You know, being a 1970s teenager, we thought we had the world by the tail. I guess every generation does. Squeeze it sort of tight like a meatball. You don't want it too glutinous, but you know, we got to have it hold together like a sausage patty. This would be really cool if it works, huh? Now where I got this recipe, there we go. She said she liked it. Now most of the stuff she makes is really, really good. So I have to go, that's why I decided to try this. And if I can help any of my friends here on YouTube save a few bucks, why not? Okay, I got 5 little patties out of that. Remember, that was just some spice and about a cup of oatmeal. So we're frying these up. We're going to make them look just like sausage patties. That's the whole point. See how nice them are? And now what the recipe says is take the about 3 cups of this bouillon, pour it in here, let it boil up. As soon as it gets about as boiling. How about that? That is just a little different. How do people think this stuff up, you know? Alright, we're supposed to let this get to boiling, and then we're going to lower the heat, and we're going to simmer it for 20 minutes. Alright, I have been simmering this for about 18 minutes. It says to simmer it for 20 minutes. I think that's so it soaks up that beefy flavor and cooks the oatmeal and everything. It should have pretty good consistency, I think. What we're going to do is take this out. Let me feel these. You know what? These feel exactly like sausages that you make, you know. They just feel just like sausages. I mean, so at least you got the texture part down. And see, it made 5 nice sausages. I put a few tablespoons of oil in the pan. Then I put the patties in there. So I went ahead and I'm browning these like the recipe says. I'm just going to put it on the same plate. I just cannot believe how good that feels. I mean, it feels just like a sausage patty does. You know, this is almost too good to be true in reality, so here we go. If this is even remotely like breakfast sausage, I would think about, look how that looks. It looks just like sausage. But if it is like it, can you imagine it with white gravy in it? Alright, I'm going to take a bite. It feels like sausage in your mouth. You know what? I love meat, but I love this. This is excellent. I could see putting this on pizza. I could see putting this in sauce for spaghetti, for lasagna. Oh man, this is good. Let's see if Ted likes it. Ted, could you try this? Tell me if you like it.
It's good.
You like that, really?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's delicious. You know what that is? I always tell you later. Do you know what this is?
No.
Oatmeal. Oh yeah. This is very, 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 very doable.